haven't been here. And I apologize. And I say that not to all of you, but to myself, that I haven't had the privilege of being through this remarkable museum. This was, and I joked with you, rabbis, because I grabbed Joe. I said, why haven't you brought me here? Because Joey knows this about it. This is a distillation of everything I want to be. I'm not sure I am in terms of empathy and care and wanting to do more to collaborate and to counter all the power and dominance and aggression that is so much part of our present and, of course, our past. And so this notion of tolerance, this notion that we're all better off and we're all better off, this fundamentally human construct that is so desperately needed at this moment, in particular in our state's history, our nation, of course, the world and the one we're trying to build, is pronounced and profound. And so this had a much deeper impact on me than I had expected. And that will carry over in profound ways, in meaningful ways. So thank you for that, most importantly. Let me thank all these extraordinary leaders behind me for breathing not only life into the reason we're here, but for demanding and expecting more, because we're better than the moment we're living in. You heard words like xenophobia, pluralism. You know, I pride myself on being governor of the most diverse state in the world's most diverse democracy. And at our best, we're living and advancing together across every conceivable difference. That said, pick up the LA Times today, it showed a 31% increase in hate crimes in our state in 2020. The data that the superintendent put out, over 40% increase since 2016 in anti-Semitic hate in our state, California. I mean, how is that possible? And so we have a unique responsibility to do more and do better. And so that's really the spirit that brings us together, a recognition, as Senator Stern said, of building that architecture, of moving from what and why to how we can do more, how we can do better, how we can move beyond the situational construct of reacting to a more sustainable framework where we are, in the spirit of the Greeks, you know, said if there's any hope for the future, those with lanterns will pass them on to others. That how do we create that generational construct that otherwise would be lost without our stewardship and our commitment and our faith and devotion to the cause that unites us. So I feel very humbled and honored to be here. And I'm very grateful. You not only birthed a beautiful young child, Senator, but you birthed this idea of this council on Holocaust and genocide. And all of you will, as I said, breathe life into the work that is done. The connected dots between our educational system, the Department of Justice, connecting not only the formal authority that's resided with the incredible leaders behind me, but the moral authority that's resided in these walls. If there's anything you're reminded of, is how many folks never held positions of power and influence in terms of their formal roles, but how every single person that's memorialized in there exercise their moral authority each and every day. And so the community leaders that will be part of this council will have arguably a disproportionate impact in terms of its direction. I'll just close on this. We're not doing enough. And while I'm proud of this budget, it's not nearly enough. It's just not even close. It just isn't. And what we need to do to educate 6+ million kids, you know, that's not 10 million, 5 million, it's another thing. And I fear if California doesn't do it, it's not gonna get done. And so I just also want you all to know that this was a remarkable partnership this year. Thank you for your advocacy. Thank you for demanding more in terms of the budget that we presented and incredible dialectic back and forth in terms of that budget that was enhanced because of all of you. But we're in the process of doing that again. And this is an incredible opportunity to get to that next level. And so I just want you to know, this is for the what it's worth file. You have my commitment, my resolve to see to it that these investments continue and these investments increase over the next few years. So with that, I don't want to take up much more time except to say again, just gratitude, humility, but also this fundamental recognition. When you walk through this museum, you're just reminded that we all have agency, that we could shape the future. We're not necessarily victims of circumstance. I say this often, the future is not just something to experience, it's something to manifest. It's inside of us, it's not just in front of us. And so this notion that society becomes how we behave. I think you made a comment, we were watching one of those videos about it. Look at all these folks.
What'd you say?
It's all of us. Society becomes how we behave. We are our behavior.
I was just told he is.
And so that notion, that fundamental notion, I think, is profoundly important because that's empowering. And that should be ennobling, and that should give us some optimism in terms of not just this moment, but the moments we'll share into the future. So thank you all very, very much, and thank you, Senator Stern, for your inspiration for this council. And Jesse, thank you for incredible leadership on behalf of the caucus and all of the enhancements and investments you made. And thank you to the Armenian community and their incredible leadership that's represented here today, and to all of you for taking the time to be with us on this formal